So a lot of people are actually grateful for your degree, but they're more concerned about what you're going to be able to do for them when we need to present these projects. So your interpersonal abilities, recognizing your potential because you're selling yourself because of the greatness that is already inside of you. So mastering soft skills is critical to bridging the gap of where you think technically you may not be astute and the successes that people in career advancement can do, right? Look at our presidential race. Trust me, it was the talk game that got some people where they are, not necessarily all of their successes, right? So by understanding and cultivating those essential abilities, listening, talking, communicating, stepping up to the plate, being able to adapt, that is what's going to position you to be the well-rounded individual and a sought after professional. Okay? Y'all with me so far? Awesome. Right. So look at what soft skill timeline look like. I want to tell you it's important that if you are at Grambling, and I know Doctor is over there, St. John is actually over here trying to make sure you have every opportunity possible. Take those opportunities to go on those internships. Take those opportunities to even get an entry level job. Again, Grace, she came to me, she says, I'm trying to figure out how to put maintenance on my job. So sometimes showing up early is value. I asked her just a quick question. What do you do in maintenance? She said, well, we fix smoke detectors. We make sure plugs are good. I said, so you're actually a cultivator to make sure that the safety of the school is intact. She said, I never thought about it that way, but that's what we do. We need to be able to take jobs and figure out, say what we do, and then figure out the language to translate it to an ability versus a task. Okay? So by actually developing your communication skills, some of you may be like, I work French fries. But guess what? At McDonald's, you can't have a good meal combo if I don't have the French fries. So how could I do time management to make sure that when inventory is necessary to be put out, it matches what mass demand is. And all you do is French fries. But we were able to take that now and say, I meet demand. My time management skills allows me to produce a product that is always in demand. Who knew that French fries could be that popular? I collaborate with others to make sure that the demand product is given out in the time that it has been requested. Communication, teamwork, problem solving, customer facing role, right? French fries. But we just turned that into a most marketable experience because we're talking about abilities instead of tasks. Is everybody following me? So then when we move through that entry level to internship, then I'm ready for a mid-career role. I'm refining. I'm actually now know how to make negotiations. I'm a decision maker. In actuality, you're a decision maker now. You just didn't realize that you had the ability because you never saw yourself as a decision maker. How many of you got up this morning and went to work or went to class? How many? Everybody went to work or class today? How many of you completed an assignment today? That was a decision, right? You need to start looking at things different. The fact that you actually made yourself get up and go to class or got up and went to work, that was a decision being made. Because you understand the value that completing these tasks, completing these assignments, completing these courses is going to make your opportunities that much more better. See how I flipped that? I need you to start looking at what you do as not just tasks, but opportunities for growth. And then once you actually get in the job, sometimes it's not a matter of you getting your dream job. It's about getting your foot in the door so that once I'm in the door, then opportunities avail to me much more. Kazim and I work for a company that has over 47,000 employees. We operate in 200 countries. Just had one of my coworkers just leave from the US and is now going to be in the Netherlands for 2 years because of an opportunity. came in as entry and said that he wanted to be some point at our company, our CTO, and has been working the entire time to do this. But he understood what he wanted to do. By using those soft skills, now he's actually reporting to the person that he's the director of the person he used to report to. What does that mean? The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that has already taken place. A lot of you think you're telling your story and you're not saying a thing. Some of you, I can actually look at you and just automatically tell if we're operating out of fear or faith. And sometimes we got to show up in places by actually saying what we want. Don't let people put you in places. You tell them where you want to go. Okay? So we got to use the skills. So this is a perfect example of soft skills in action. A lot of you are master problem solvers. How do I know? How many of you have ever wanted to go somewhere your parents said you couldn't go until you completed the task before you could walk out the house? Immediately you went to work trying to figure out what I got to do, how quickly I can do it, because I got to be there at this time. That was problem solving. You actually, this is an example of a customer service representative named Jane developing effective problem skills to address complex customer issues. But you've been doing it the entire time. If you live on campus and one of your classes in building A and you need to get in G in 10 minutes and you know it's a 15-minute walk, you have been developing your problem solving skills to make sure that you've never been late. And or if you're smart, you've already told your professor, I am excited about this class and I am going to do my best to be on time. So tell me, what would it require, that understanding that I have to come over here because my education is important, each one of my classes are important, that I can impress you? So we got to be critical thinking. Again, I tell this every time I teach my manager class. One of the best tools you will ever have in your arsenal of soft skills is listening. And let me give you the differences and versions of listening. A lot of people listen to respond. But when you're actually going to be addressing problems, you listen for understanding. How do I know? Because we all come from a place of bias. And a lot of times we make assumptions by the book or the cover of the book. And so to be able to get from the place of judgment, we have to listen for understanding and not to respond. He told you I'm a licensed minister. It literally says in the Bible that a fool will never be noticed until he opens his mouth. So sometimes we just got to listen before we respond so that we can actually move to critical thinking. And then the next way to actually go through that process is through that act of listening, of understanding, is repeating back. Because a lot of people love to be valued by you telling them exactly what you said. So I'll say here, I'm going to Aaron. Hello, Aaron. How are you? It's so good to see you, sir. Aaron, today I need from you to be able to have the ability to actually bring me 2 notebooks, 2 pens, and 1 pencil. 2 notebooks, 2 pens, and 2 pencils. And one of the best ways to make sure that I know you're listening, so let me just be clear. You want me, LaShonda, to bring you 2 notebooks, 2 pens, and 2 pencils. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. People want to be heard. And so when we're talking about those soft skills, being able to give people back what they've given to you allows them to think that you really are, and we are, paying attention to solve their problems. So when we actually go into our technical industries, because of course you're the smartest people in the book. I'm looking at a room full, and if you on camera, I could call you this, but since your camera's not on, I'm just gonna have to talk to the people with the cameras on. All these baby geniuses that I'm seeing on screen, or adult geniuses that are on screen, they are here to solve technical problems. You are the smartest person in the book. You're the smartest person in the room. But to get clout, I have to show empathy, which is also another soft skill, to make the people in the room know that I am here to make sure they feel important, which is enhancing the user's experience. Yes, you're smart, but we need to solve their problems. It's not what you want, it's what's going to make their lives easier, which means you have to listen to their requirements. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Y'all good? Can I move on? Y'all good? All right. Thank you for smiling back at me. I appreciate it.